So you were just thinking you have to count.
Welcome to yet another behind the sound video here for Sing It Live. Now, you've come here because you've listened to the song and you want more. More? Or you're Sean Holton, who watches this first, then checks out the song. Either way, you're a bit like me, who likes that something more. You know, like, think back to the DVD days, right? Where just watching the movie wasn't enough. You'd have to watch the special features. And so hopefully you appreciate whatever the extra stuff that this video can give you. Basically, I'm wearing my appropriate, Walking on Sunshine. Yeah, I wonder if Metallica would do a version of that. Anyway, enough of my dribble. I want to chat with Mel. Hello, Mel. Lovely to see you.
Hiya, Crafty. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a while since we were in the studio together working on Walking on Sunshine. How have you been? What's been going on?
Oh, you know, just walking on raindrops instead of sunshine. Being winter in Adelaide.
Time of year. Yeah. That particular song, is that something that you've done a bajillion times?
About a gazillion times. I mean, it's iconic, isn't it? You know, and it's absolutely one of those songs that if you've done, you know, cover bands or corporate bands or anything, it's just a female vocal standard. And it's awesome. And in fact, that kind of puts a bit more pressure on it. Like when Darren asked me to do that song, I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, no worries. Of course, I could do it in my sleep. But then I felt like, oh my God, I have to be really good at it. Like there's no excuse for not doing it well because, you know, you just know it like the back of your hand. So yeah, that's a very well-known one.
So in those instances, do you need to do some extra work, whether it's mind work or physical practice? Or
yeah, well, the first thing I had to do was go back and listen to the recording and make sure that the way I've been singing it over all these years is actually accurate to what everyone else in the studio would be playing, because you know how you kind of morph things over the years. They sort of, you know, take on a bit of a life of their own. And thankfully, yes, I mean, there's that kind of drum break and guitar bit in the middle that, depending on what band you're playing with, they can do it differently. Sometimes that can be extended if you're in a live setting or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty standard to the form. And it is actually one of those songs when you're on stage performing it and the crowd is really into it, there's so much adrenaline that really kind of gets you through those massive big high notes. And sometimes you have to kind of manufacture that adrenaline a bit when you're in the studio. And it's not as easy to just nail that stuff because you're not running on the energy of the room. So yeah, it's a different experience to singing it live. You know, obviously we're live in the studio, but to sing it, you know, with an audience for sure.
I've got my version of manufacturing energy. What's your way to do that? Do you have a conscious way to do it, or is it just a...
It's not conscious, and I think it's just probably one of the most feel-good songs ever written. You don't have to work that hard to put energy into it. So, yeah, and I think also because we're in the studio and we're always, you know, we've got really limited time, and if you get it wrong or if you don't do your best take, then, you know, everyone else has got to go along with you. And so, yeah, the pressure of that is very different pressure to being on stage where you've got live audience there and you've got to entertain them. But the pressure of being in the studio, I guess, brings its own adrenaline and its own energy of going, right, focus, come on, you got to do this now. It's different.
Yeah.
I don't have any more in you guys. It's big.
Okay.
Woo.
It's funny that you mentioned that about, well, isn't it the most feel-good song? It's like, oh, well, of course it is. I'm one of those people that, like, lyrics are very secondary to music. And so I would say that it's, for me, the way that I connect to it is that it's a feel-good type of song because of the tempo and because of the major key and those things. But, of course, it's got those lyrics that, like, everything's amazing.
Yeah. It is. And I mean, definitely, like, you know, once you hear the beginning of it, that beginning riff, and that's just so driving. Like, there's nothing, you know, you'd have to be asleep not to want to dance when you hear that song. Yeah, and I mean the lyrics just go with it perfectly. Obviously, everything's beautiful and rosy and sunshiny, but it's one of those songs that doesn't matter who you play it for. I think because of that driving feeling that it has. Obviously, lots of people of our generation know it really well, but I do some gigs for kids, like for school kids, in that sort of setting, and they love it. They don't know it from listening to the radio or on Spotify or whatever, like we all did and grew up with it, but it's just got this energy about it that they can't resist. They still get up and dance and just go nuts. So yeah, it's just one of those songs.
I have done my dabbling in doing performing for kids and so forth, and I could be wrong about this. I need to do some research, but I think if it wasn't from Shrek, there's some other movie where the song actually was a part of, and so that's probably been a way to reignite the song for the youngies.
There's a whole lot of songs from Shrek, from the Sing movies, and from Trolls as well. All these old songs have been re-exposed to a new generation. Things like the Stevie Wonder song, Don't You Worry About a Thing, the Tori Kelly version from Sing. Kids know that, love it. I know the Stevie Wonder version, of course. Kids love it from Sing. Even old things like I'm a Believer and September, one of the best songs of all time. Kids now know that from the Trolls movie. So I love being able to sing that for kids now. It's fantastic.
Oh, that why? Yeah, one of my kids groups that I oversee, we did do September, and I did find it interesting that they knew it, and I just don't know. As you get older, you can't keep up with what all of the kids are into, and it's like, how did that happen?
I know, but I love that they're being exposed to that old music. It's brilliant. It's like proper music. I love that they're into it. That makes me sound very old, but
yeah. Because if I think about, let's say, at high school, for instance, right, we were listening to a lot of the stuff that was very current at that time. There was a few things, like me and a few of my mates, we were into Hendrix and Led Zeppelin and whatever, but there was so much stuff. This is in the 90s, so as punk, young kids that we were into a lot of the stuff that was happening at that time. And I think that, with the way that technology is, you can just have access to everything. Everything is so diluted. And because there's so much stuff being released too, it's ridiculous. It's really hard for any new song to really be able to make a big, huge imprint into society out there as a result. So I guess songs from back in the day, like Walking on Sunshine, do have more of an opportunity to be able to have a revitalization in that regard.
For sure.
Yes, there is. I think. Oh, with the question being. Oh, with it. Now you gotta give it a sunshine look, Oh, way too fabulous.
While we were waiting for Darren to hit record, we were just goofing around a little bit. There was a nice little quick run through that we did because one of the versions that I do in like a duo is just do the nice acoustic version. And I just thought when I was just quickly showing you that'd be it. But then, everybody started joining in.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah.
I don't actually have them here. The alternative version.
last thing, do you know anything else from Katrina and the Waves? Because I don't, and I feel like that I should.
No, I'm sort of ashamed to say that I don't.
Well, there's many songs that are one-hit wonders for a reason. Sometimes the artist didn't have any other songs that were as, I guess, as anthemic or whatever. But also, we're just talking about, there was so much being released. If you think about, I believe that the song was released in 1980.
Yeah.
Think about you at that time. I was -1 then, so I can't remember. But
I'm not going to tell you how old I was in 1980, Crafty.
don't tell me how old, but tell me, do you remember hearing the song for the first time when it was new and fresh in amongst all of the other songs that were being released?
I don't remember hearing it for the first time, but I absolutely remember it being like one of the ones that you would wait to hear on the Saturday morning on video hits or whatever. Like it was, iconic. My sister and I in front of the telly with the hairbrush kind of scenario. Absolutely, no question.
That's great. And do you recall the first time that you had to sing it and perform it?
I don't remember the first time, but I do. Well, I remember the band actually. Yes, it was a cover band from, again, years that I won't disclose. And it was hard. Like I remember it. It was really hard. And knowing that, again, because it's a song that everybody knows, you have to get it right. And probably, I would have been less confident to kind of make it my own. Like it was, I would have wanted to get it absolutely, exactly how she sings it. And I remember it being one of those ones that take a deep breath, see you at the end kind of thing.
One of the things about it that's interesting is that it's in B flat. And it makes sense why, for me now, like earlier in my younger days, I would have gone, B flat? What the hell is that as a guitarist, That's not A. Whereas I realise now, like a lot of the time when there's things like horns in a song, probably for the horns they would have gone like, well, let's just put it into B flat. And I mean, Katrina, assuming it was Katrina that was singing it, I mean, does a fantastic job. I wonder if, live, she might be like, oh, I might appreciate it, down a semitone in A, and then the guitarist would go, oh yeah, no worries. A, sweet.
And the horns are going, no.
That's right.
It's interesting you say that about the horns, because I would not even have known when I was a kid listening to that song, I would not even have recognised that line as being horns.
Yeah.
I would have sung it like, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, like I would have sung it, just as, as a ba-da-da. And I never would have actually recognised that they were trumpets. And like, it's just, as a kid, it was just like, I just heard the melody and the tunes and you sang all the riffs and everything was going on, but didn't necessarily recognise what it was that was actually making that sound.
How's this for bad memory? I can't remember. Was Harrison still there or did he have to leave? And I think Harrison had to leave. And so I think Darren just said, well, I can do the horns on the keyboard because Darren can do everything. But the good thing about being a person with a piece of gear in 2025 is the horn sounds would have been a lot better quality now to be able to utilize in comparison to 1980.
All right, let's give it a crack.
Sounds like a Sambury.
Well, always a pleasure hanging out and having a chat, and if you know me, it's always a pleasure being able to nerd out a little bit.
No one does it quite like you.
Well, I feel like that if you don't give your inner nerd a chance to flourish, then...
Can't do it on your own channel. Where can you do it?
Well, exactly. Yes, I don't call it crafty music non-tips. Like nerding out, I feel like is in a way where someone, like as you say, it's like, oh, I wouldn't have even realised that, of course, there's horns, So, yeah. All right, well, I hope to see you in the studio real soon.
Real soon. Okay, ciao, bye.
No worries. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
So I'll put my hand up on the last one.
Yeah, on one.
Okay. Don't feel
We finish
good, bang.
on the word good.
Is that the point?
No, I think it's on
Good.
one. Gonna feel good. After.
It's after good. 2, 3, 4. And don't feel good.
Good on you, Mel. What a legend. Can you do us both a favour? Leave her a comment below. Let her know how good she did. Because, let's face it, What an awesome effort. Now, if this is your first time to the Crafty Music Tips YouTube channel, there's a bunch of other general crafty music tips related videos here. But also, if you're really into this Sing It Live behind the sound video stuff, there is a huge stack of behind the sound videos that you can check out for the many other songs that I've been involved in and have done one of these videos for. So go check that out. Now, this is a music tips channel, so I'll just leave you with a tip. You don't have to do every single thing right now. Just do the next thing. And work hard and be good to your mother. I'll see you in another one of these videos really soon. Take care wherever you are. I hope you're rocking.